Give us a breakdown on your company, what you guys do, and how it relates to the combo.
Absolutely. So I've been a trading card guy my whole life. I had a stint as a biotech executive for about 15 years. I am one of those guys that make fun of my old jokes on Twitter because I'm a little old. But I had a really nice career and wanted to do something fun and interesting. So in 21, I partnered up with a good old friend of mine, and we started Collector Crypt, and with the idea of like reimagining how trading cards are transacted, right? Because we kind of grew up in the early 90s where people were trading cards at conventions and that kind of stuff. Then eBay came around and just totally revolutionized everything, which was great. But with blockchain, you even have a way to take it another step, right? And it's really interesting because using a blockchain solution, you actually eliminate almost all the major pain points that you have in the trading card economy and ecosystem, right? And I could go into those, but it's been a long journey. We partnered with Magic Eden on 13 separate mints of mystery packs. They gave us some money early on. We built a ridiculous community and ecosystem. We love every single one of you. And with this token launch, we wanted to do it for the community, right? And I think you see the power in doing that because we did not pay for any marketing. We didn't pay for any shills. We didn't have any KOLs. We didn't pay for any centralized exchange listings. We did none of that. We paid zero. So we did a 5% launch pool, and we airdropped 2.5% of the token supply to our holders. And right when that airdrop went live, what do you think usually happens with a crypto platform right when the airdrop goes live? The token does this. Ours did this, right? And I think once people realized that the sell pressure wasn't going to be there, then you just had people going nuts because we have this whole philosophy to build organically, to do things without misrepresentation, to do things that are community first before our pockets first. Everybody always like when they go and spin on our gotcha machine and that kind of stuff, they're all saying, well, oh man, we just gave my name in Discord is Autek. We just gave Autek a brand new Bugatti or whatever. And I'm like, bitch, I drive a 21 used Toyota Prius. Everything that we have is going into this platform, and we're just trying to do this for the people.
Wow. I'll tell you what, after the last 24 hours, though, Bugatti might be on the menu here. It's a particularly interesting topic for me. I'll give you like a little bit of lore about myself, is that I came into crypto in 2020 from Top Shot because I was a sports card reseller, flipper. Maybe some of you trad card guys hate us, but I came in the COVID boom and fucking was, it was the craziest time to be in sports cards. And the crypto, like the Top Shot thesis made sense because there's so many pain points as a card collector, reseller, whatever you want to call it. The biggest one being the time it takes to actually find a listing, purchase a listing, receive it in the mail. So much friction, liquidity is an issue, and I was in a spot where I didn't actually care about owning the card. I just wanted to trade the market. I just wanted to trade. And it always made sense that this would be a thing. I think in 2020, there was a company called Star Stock that tried to do this, but they had the same problem is there's no liquidity. It also was this kind of random company. Who are they? They have a vault somewhere. What's the deal? Nothing's on chain. Nothing was verifiable, and they had no liquidity. So it just kind of fell through. And now the thesis is starting to play out, which is really interesting. Okay, why do you think what you're working on right now and the idea of like crypto RWAs, specifically around Pokemon cards and collectibles, is taking off right now? Like, what happened?
Yeah, people have been asking that question, and I think what's happening is that people are really trying to find platforms that have utility, right? And platforms that are revenue generating, that have the potential to disrupt traditional companies out there. Like, I could probably sound like a venture capitalist here and talk about disruption and all that crap. But the truth is that I think people in crypto and blockchain were kind of distracted, like by the NFT super cycle, by the meme coin kind of degeneracy, by DeFi, like 10,000 APY on their launch pools and all that kind of stuff. And, I think people have matured a little bit and they're saying, okay, if we really want this crypto blockchain thing to take root, we actually have to go and solve problems that people are having in the real world. My camera, I need to get this damn thing fixed.
It's that light in the background. You got it though.
Yeah. And so, I think there's a lot of platforms out there that are actually building and designing stuff that's going to solve problems that people have in the real world. And for trading cards, you named a bunch of them, like settlement, right? Let's say if you are listing a bunch of cards for sale on eBay, some football cards, and the Super Bowl is on Sunday, and you listed them on Saturday, I'd buy it now. What if somebody came in and bought all the cards or won all the auctions for both teams on Saturday, and then Sunday comes around and he goes, oh, cancel, 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 and he cancels all the cards from the losing team. And he's like, yeah, please, let me eat. Send me all the cards from the winning team, all the new rookie players, the MVP cards, all that stuff. I want to keep all that, but I'm going to return all this other stuff. That's kind of the problem of settlement in trading cards, is you can kind of get a free call option on both buying and selling these cards, and people like you who are trying to be the river of cards that flow between buyer and seller, you get stuck holding stuff, and you never win. Like, the longer you hold it, you always lose. And that's kind of like the issue that blockchain solves. And also fees, like eBay charges 13% transaction fees. It's just nuts.
Also, if like lore for people that aren't familiar with the trading cards, is the seller always gets fucked. Yeah, seller always gets fucked on eBay every time without fail. You lose, you're the seller, too bad, stick it. Okay, so I understand why physical collectibles, i.e. Pokemon cards in this case, on chain makes sense. These is totally understand. My question for you then is, why are you guys going to win? Because there's quite a few of these things now, right? Rip.fun is another one. They have actual packs that they you basically open live. They came on my stream not that long ago. They're an awesome company. There's Fidgetals is another one. You guys now have sort of taken up a lot of mind share. In my world, the last 24, 48 hours, I know you've been working on this for much longer, but why are you guys any different from the other 100 of companies that are trying to basically solve the same problem?
That's a great set of questions. I mean, I think there's a few different reasons why. Like, one, you mentioned Courtyard. Courtyard's still the market leader, right? They've raised over $40 million plus. We've raised less than $1 million, right, total before our token launch last week, and our token launch is not, none of that's going to the team or dev. That's all going to buying cards. So with less than $1 million versus Courtyard's 43 million, we have been able to get around 2/3 of their level of revenues only with Pokemon cards. We haven't even launched our sports gacha or anything like that, which is going to launch in a few weeks. But I think, one thing we have to give ourselves a pat on the back. We've been working super hard, super efficient, and we've built a really good product and community. And, that's some of the medals that we can put on. Another thing, all the founders and the team, core team, we have deep experience in buying and selling cards, and we also have deep experience in crypto, right? So I think we just have a much broader kind of set of experience in this space than most of the other builders. And that enables us to do things like consistently buy cards at size for 85% of market value, right? Or 80% of market value, because we have those connections. We know how to buy big collections. We have the liquidity to do it, right? And we also have the logistics and infrastructure to be able to get those cards on chain efficiently. So these are not easy things to do, right? You can't I think it would be hard for any of our competitors, if they have $500,000 in their pocket, to be able to go and spend it in one day buying trading cards. We spent $500,000 on Sunday. We spent $250,000 yesterday. We're going to spend another $300,000 today just buying cards from a whole bunch of places around the country, right? So we have that whole infrastructure layer, that whole logistics layer locked in. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just going to ask, just to maybe point that tighter, is how are you guys acquiring inventory? How are you acquiring cards? And where is the funding to spend on cards coming from?
Yeah, so we're acquiring a lot of cards at card shows. So we have a few buyers that go to a number of card shows across the country. There's usually around 40 card shows per year, and our guys are going to essentially every single one of them. And they're also have some of the deepest pockets at those card shows, and they're very well known and respected, right? So people who have large collections that they want to sell, they go to our buyers because they know our buyers have the liquidity to be able to do that, right? They don't want to waste time selling 5 cards here, 5 cards there, and go a bunch of different places and maybe get ripped off. They want to go to one place, know that they're going to get a fair deal, and know that that liquidity is there. So that's one place where we get it. We've also built the world's first kind of end-to-end eBay scraping auction tool, right? So every single day we're scraping thousands of eBay auctions. We're pricing it through our proprietary pricing algorithm, and we're placing bids on hundreds to thousands of cards every single day, right? And we're the only guys in the world with that system. So like every single week we're buying around $500,000 worth of cards from eBay. We're one of eBay's largest Pokemon card buyers. In addition, we use that same type of infrastructure and we're bidding on other auction houses, and we are consistently the number one buyer of trading cards on all of these auction houses in the country.